time for the Gore N More podcast.
Gonna have a good time. Gonna have a good time. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
We're going on now.
A ball break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll be the sweet soul there. I swear we'll never part.
We're going on now.
A ball break, running in the sand, feeling alright.
And what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gore N More podcast. This is your host with the motherfucking most, TJ Bowser, the Lady O'Browser, and joining me as always is your Chad Daddy, Chadwick Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
And Big Johnny D.
What's up, Gorons?
And here to protect and serve, Detective Bob.
What's going on, guys?
Today is January 11th, 2021, and we got a doozy of an episode for you today. But you know what time it is? It's time for your Slice of Life. Big Johnny D, what did you do?
Well, sir, I went back to work, so I, quote, enjoyed that. On the good news, I avoided some COVID bullshit, potentially. Coworker came down. Well, his son's got it, blah, 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 blah. Luckily, he did not, so I was in the clear, didn't have to go get tested today. But yeah, everybody wash your hands. Chad, you know, man, you've dealt with this, dude.
I had it. Thankfully, not as bad as our good buddy Scuba Steve.
Yeah, I was with Scuba.
Who thankfully he's much better now, though.
Right, he's finally getting over that shit. Good. No, man, I gamed. Watched this long ass movie. When I say that in a good way.
Hey, this is a gift. This is a gift.
Listen, I watched it. When I say that, it's because I watched it like 1.5 times.
Yeah.
So that's like a solid like 5 hours.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, for this cut being like 2.5 hours, it is paced extremely well.
Oh, that's right.
What was your full cut? I think mine was 2 hours and 42 minutes or something like that. It said
Ours was 2.5. The one on YouTube.
I know there's like 4 different ones on YouTube. And
hey, we got a part for that.
Well, you just brought it up yourself. Anyway,
keep going.
Anyway, no, I played some, downloaded some more shit on Game Pass, dude. Tried that shit out. As well as played a little bit more of Cold Fear, and goddamn, is that fucking game hard, dude? I just can't. I'm so bad at the different shooting aspects of it. Just so bad. What's up, Brody? But like I said, I watched this movie probably about 1.5 times.
Nice.
Because the first time I passed out and I was like, no. Started right from scratch again. So yeah, but other than that, man, just enjoyed my week. And yeah, Chad, how you been, brother?
I've been well, thank you. Not much new here. I played it low key all weekend. Did some rearranging in the bedroom, cleaned up a little bit.
Oh, is that what they call it? A little bit of rearranging in the bedroom, Chad Daddy.
Is that like the meme, like when your kid wins that Call of Duty match at 3 a.m. and you hear your parents applauding you from the other?
Your parents clapping.
Rearranging.
But no, we really did. We got rid of like a bunch of stuff. I got like 4 bags of freaking clothes for donations out of here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel good, dude, when you just like clean house?
It does, and I took this stuff down to the local Goodwill shop to donate it. I'm like, well, I better check and see if they're accepting donations first. So I walk in. I'm like, well, it says so, so I might as well walk in and take a look around first. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I did because I found a whole box of about 20 Goosebumps books for my daughter for $5.
Oh, that's happy hour right there. Nice. That's a pickup and a half.
Absolutely. I grabbed it. I'm like, I better grab a cart.
Every time I bring that up to Taryn, I'm like, so those Goosebump books. Those are pretty cool, huh? She goes, yeah, but the Five Nights at Freddy's, Dad, those are pretty cool too. And I was like, whatever.
Different generation, dude. Like it's
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's okay. Yeah, so she was pretty happy. But other than that, just been playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla and just kind of keeping it low key. Bobby, how about you, brother?
I also had a little bit of a low key weekend. It was the first weekend of the playoffs for football, of course. So I was watching that, and then I had I don't know what the fuck he's laughing about.
The Steelers.
Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Oh, the Browns.
I also smoked a considerable amount before this show, so apologize.
No apologize.
The fucking
Don't do that. Don't apologize.
I'm so happy they lost.
Oh, fuck them.
Other than that, I had a few cosplay pieces come in this weekend as well. So I'll get started on that stuff soon. And I wanted to do some nice new horror DVDs. I'd tell you what they were, but
Blu-rays, Bobby.
That too. Whatever. I don't really care. You don't understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. I really don't care.
Movies. You bought movies.
I bought a few of them. I can't tell you what they are because I kind of forgot. So next week when I get a few of them in, I will let you know.
You can track your order on Amazon and it'll tell you what you bought.
I'm in a podcast right now. I haven't looked at it in 2 days, so I forgot.
It's okay. We had discussions in the group about what Bobby wanted and what was available. So of the things discussed, something was bought.
Yes, well, more than something, but a lot was bought.
I probably glossed over that. I probably missed it somewhere.
A lot more will be bought in the next couple of weeks as well. So, but other than that, just been chilling, hanging out. The cosplay stuff will get started later this week at some point. That's really what I have going on at the moment. Boss man, TJ, while you're scratching your scalp over there, smiling like a boy who saw a pair of boobs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, guys, as I say every week, podcast here, podcast there, podcast everywhere. Yesterday, I did a podcast with the Future Folk, the bluegrass band, the actors. They made a movie called The History of Future Folk. It's great. Go watch it. Go rent it. It's a fun time. Watch my episode yesterday as well with Mick and the rest of that cast and crew. I got a big fucking haul of movies this weekend, about 30 movies, 20 of them from Arrow, bunch from Synapse and Blue Underground. It is tasty. I will make a separate video because I'm not going to take a whole 30-minute sidebar to talk about all these babies because that's what it'll take. But if you guys can see in the background, we got some upgrades to the motherfucking lighting. That's why you can see me. I look fucking cute, a little bit cuter than normal. Look at the Giallo lighting. Look at the shit. Dario Argento, he'd be proud. That sign says Pussy Palace for those of you wondering. Yeah. I promise you that red light is a photography light that's off out of screen. It's just not a random red light. So, Steve, that is not a ghost. So don't even get any ideas.
Demon's eye, dude. What are you talking
about? There's got some questions we need to know.
Yeah, he just scratched his scalp, means his hair's falling out. Fuck you, Brody. This shit's thick. Unlike some people, I got a full head of hair, and this hairline is not receding anytime soon, baby.
Mine.
So
it'll thin out. Don't worry.
Let's talk about this week's episode, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, if not the quintessential zombie film, and that is 1977's Dawn of the Dead by George A. fucking Romero, written by George A. fucking Romero. That's exactly how you say his name. Produced by Richard Rubinstein and Dario Argento. Hey, there we go. So, starring David Emge. Is that how you say it?
Yes. Sure, MG.
MG as Stephen Andrews, a.k.a. Flyboy. Ken Forey as Peter Washington. Scott Reiner as Roger Trooper DeMarco. Galen Ross as Francine Fran Parker. David Crawford as Dr. James Foster. David Early as Mr. Sidney Berman. Richard France as Dr. Millard Rausch. Howard Smith as TV commentator. Daniel Dietrich as Mr. Dan Gibbons. Music by Goblin, Dario Argento. In the credits, it says Goblins with
the Goblins.
Dario's Argento. It says.
I didn't even notice that. I just noticed it said The Goblins instead of Goblin.
Cinematography by Michael Kornick. Edited by George A. Romero. Distributed by United Film Division Company. Wow, rolls off the tongue. Released April 19th, 1970. Is it 79? I thought it was 77.
I thought it was 78.
No, it was released in 78 overseas. It didn't get released here until 79.
Oh.
It released in Italy and Europe way before it came out here.
Okay, so my 77's kind of right?
Kind of.
The more you know.
Okay, so so similar to Ghoulies, flipping over to Ghoulies Unflushed, they had an episode where they argued about the date as well. So depending on the fucking release, Italy, America.
A thing about Ghoulies, I actually remember going to see that in the theater when I was a kid with my dad.
What was the year?
I want to say 85.
I was born that year.
The plot thickens. Okay.
that feels right. It feels like 85. Why?
So,
what did they say about it?
They were going back, I think, about 84, and then the UK dates. They were able to go back and look and see when it was registered in by their country and stuff, and then when it was actually released, and then promotional material. There's a lot of conflicting dates, so
Gotcha.
it made them So runtime, which kind of aids to the whole release date, is 126 minutes, 156 minutes. There's 3 versions of this film that I'm going to clear up now. That was a conversation that Chad and I had. So there's 3 versions: theatrical, Argento, and Cannes. Theatrical would be the normal American version, American soundtrack, all the sound stuff. And
that is Romero's preferred cut too, by the way.
yes, and that is the shortest version.
No.
Second,
Argento.
That's right. Argento's is quickly paced, has the Goblin soundtrack. It's a completely different feeling film than the one we saw.
Yeah, it cuts out all the comedy.
Yeah, it's more serious. It's a different animal. And then
the one I saw first.
the one we watched, most of us watched, is the Cannes cut, which would be the longest one. All the footage thrown in. Like if it was put out at some point, they did the best story.
That's not. There is slightly different footage in the Argento cut, and there is one. And I put this in my notes, and I'll go over it more in detail. But there is one combined cut that somebody made. They call it the extended mall hours cut, and it's, I want to say, 2 hours and 55 minutes long.
It has more cut in stuff than this.
Yes.
See, that would detract viewers. We'll mention that now. The version we watched is on YouTube right now, but if it will detract viewers, because like we said, it has a lot of restored footage put in, which kind of cuts randomly. So the editing's spotty.
Yeah, the quality drops because of like we were saying, the remastering source. But I gotta say, aside from the slight dips in quality, this is a mint movie. It looks gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely. It was wonderful to watch it. It always is with this movie.
Budget of 1.5 million, gross 66 million.
Oh, by the way, that also in my notes I have written down, that is an inflated budget. That is what they told overseas investors it cost to make, when in reality it cost just a little over $500,000.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Talk about lying through your teeth.
How much? I wonder how much of that was just to rent out the mall and like pay whatever like bullshit they had to do for insurance wise.
I'm not sure, but the extras, and this is also in my notes, were paid $1.
Yeah, I've heard
that. I paid them $1, a donut, and a Dawn of the Dead T-shirt.
Worth it.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely worth it.
So you can go paint it up, just walk around on camera, potentially get it in the movie, get a sweet
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
And a T-shirt.
I could give a shit about the donut or the dollar. Just give me the T-shirt and the time.
I would have kept the $1 and framed that bitch.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have Romero sign it.
And speaking of, the money they used in this movie was its actual real money.
Oh, in the bank scenes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Hey, I
away.
found a UK trailer for this, so you guys just give me a little bit. I'll be able to pop it up on screen here.
Yeah, there's lots of cool little tidbits. Did you notice? Also, this is also in my notes. Did you notice a cameo by a Day of the Dead actor in the movie?
Yes,
I've only seen Day like once,
but I don't remember the name. But I know what you're talking about.
And he just recently passed away, I think, a week or two ago.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God! Bang! And you're dead. That guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the cop when they were escaping at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And there's actual rumors that's the same character, but that's never been confirmed.
I could see that though.
Yeah, because he was smoking a cigar the same way. He acted the same.
Chad Daddy.
Yo, roll that beautiful bean footage.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Zombie. This situation must be controlled before it's too late.
Meet me on the roof at 9 o'clock. Get out.
They are multiplying too rapidly.
We've got to survive. Somebody's got to survive.
let's just watch the whole movie right now.
Zombies. They get up and kill.
As much as this movie is awesome, this trailer looks like ass.
Get up and kill.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just watch the movie.
Imagine
Really
the most frightening things on earth
1080.
are about to come out of the darkness.
I can't even fucking see it. It's like watching an old bootleg from the 90s.
George Romero brings
Quality.
back the dead.
That's the fun, Chad.
I know.
Somebody used the VHS recorder.
Oh man, I really miss tracking down and finding bootleg VHS copies of movies at Comic-Con.
They're always fun to find. Find them all.
This is like a completely different fucking movie. Like
Yeah. I want that fucking
They
gun.
kill
too.
This would be the UK trailer.
They eat their victims.
The UK trailer really kind of tries to leaves it up, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Except the fact that there's no escaping the terrifying consequences. George Romero brings you face to face with the dawn of the dead. Zombies. Zombies. Certificate X.
Interesting.
all right.
That was a great trailer. That was
I like how
horrible. I loved
it
it.
presents you Dawn of the Dead, and then at the end it's zombies. Certificate.
Right.
So which one we got here?
So, guys, sequel
Both.
to Night of the Living Dead. It's some time after the dead have started to rise and attack. The shocked living and civilization has started to crumble in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. TV station worker Stephen and Francine decide to run as situation worsens, and after meeting Roger and Peter, two special policemen, ordered to move any police into rescue situations. What is this fucking description? This is stupid. What is this? Chad?
What?
I'll hold you directly
It was on IMDb, man.
Two special policemen ordered, two fucking special agents ordered to move any people into rescue stations who have chosen to run, steal the police helicopter and fly west and attempt to save place. After several attempts during their flight across Pennsylvania, what the fuck? They find a deserted mega mall in Monroeville outside Pittsburgh and decided to wait there until the crisis is over. They clear the mall of the undead and board the entrances up with tractor trailers and sit down and wait. Can they hold out? Not only against the growing, moaning, and hungry masses of the undead outside, against the murderous looters, but most importantly of all, can they hold out and not lose their sanity?
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
So I didn't think they started in Pennsylvania, but I guess they maybe just didn't fly that far.
Well, I also think it's because Night of the Living Dead took place in Pennsylvania too.
Well, they were talking about Allegheny. So, I mean, you're talking right at the edge of the border of New York there in Pennsylvania, but then you're like, so were they North Pennsylvania and then heading south?
No, they were in
But then they're-
Philadelphia and they were heading west. The Allegheny they're talking about is the Allegheny River / Allegheny County.
Don't they
which
say
is Pittsburgh.
we're flying over Harrisburg now?
Yeah.
Didn't they? Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
they were going.
Yeah, they mentioned Harrisburg, Johnstown.
Yeah.
See, I hear Allegheny. I was thinking like bottom of New York. I was like, wait, well,
See?
what the fuck
Old,
there?
old George was concerned about your worries about logistics, and he had you covered.
He did.
He did.
Of course he did, because he was ahead of it.
Well, dude, he could see anything with those glasses.
Shout out to the Indie Brigade podcast and our friend George C. Romero, son of the late George A. Romero. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. So let's discuss.
Oh, Brody's got a video.
Play it.
Let's discuss with Brody.
Howdy,
You know we can't talk
my
about it.
fellow people. It is your DKB here, back for another episode of Gore N More, and this week I'm going to give you my 2 cents on George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Now, I watched the extremely long version of this film. I don't recommend it at all. I felt it was far too long, in a sense, but I will give you the positives about this film that I really, really like. Now, I like the fact that obviously it's a sequel to the very first film, but it really ups the ante. Like, it took the zombie genre to a whole new level at this time. I mean, like, the film is original, it's entertaining, the body count is a lot higher. You know, you've got Savini's work, which was ahead of its time at that era. But not to mention the acting is great as well. You know, you got great acting by Ken Foray. But it's definitely one of those rare. It's definitely one of those rare sequels that's better than the first film, and that's probably what I like about
Hot
it
take.
most now. Oh, and the other fact is, I love the fact that no one's safe in these films. You know,
Nope.
Especially if you love that character development, and you have that special bond with them. You know, kids and all, no chances are taken here. You know, it's a fucking dog eat dog world. So it's pretty grim. I'm just going to point out my favourite scene and that would be how can I put it? Favorite scene? Well, the piss drinking honky tonks shooting up a shitstorm of zombie rednecks just roaming around in the field for fun. You know? I feel that Romero captures a disturbing realism, you know, of what it feels like, what felt like to be a documented scene in a sense. But with that comedic element sprinkled on top just to season the scene. So, you know, I think he does that really well in these zombie films. But in all honesty, the other thing is, being a British redneck to some people, as you would call me, I would definitely do that. I ain't even going to lie. I would just do it for fun.
Fucking British redneck.
So I really like that scene, and it's a bit of a homage to the ending of the first film, I find. So,
yeah.
In saying that, this week I'm going to give it a Gore N More score of a 4.1. You know, so this is your DKB signing out. I hope you have a great day, great week. Until next week, I shall catch y'all later. Peace out.
Thank you, Brody.
British redneck. I never get tired of hearing British redneck.
No. It fits him perfectly.
If the shoe fits.
Apparently it does.
I do want to say I disagree with Brody completely about the runtime. I thought it was a very well paced 2.5 hour movie, which I already said.
It had actually been a while since I watched this. I had forgotten how long it was.
Mm-hmm.
Even the theatrical cut, I'm like, I forgot how long this was too. And then I watched that one. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
They don't make them like they used to, Bob.
I would definitely be interested in watching the other two versions just to see, like, how I feel about that.
There's no way the 3 hour version is watchable because that footage has to be so poopy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I would like to see the shorter version. Like,
oh yeah,
what's the one with all the? I was say, what's the one with all the funny stuff taken out? Is that the Argento?
That's the Argento.
Yeah. Okay, see, I want to see that one.
Well,
I'd like to see that take.
Johnny, that kind of segues into a little bit of Blu-ray news. So let's talk about that. So apparently, those guys who did the Dawn of the Dead box set earlier this year, the one, that 4K one that included said Argento cut, is doing a non-limited version that will be having a lot more copies available and a lot less expensive. So if you don't have $80 to $100 to justify a 3-disc set of one movie, well, another chance is coming around the corner. I think, is it Second Sight Films, Chad?
I don't remember. I looked at the link, but I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Second Sight, Dawn of the Dead. I Googled it, and it popped up. Second Sight Films. Yeah, they will be offering a non-limited version, 4K and Blu-ray version of this film. So,
but isn't that for the UK only?
No, they'll have also 4K discs are region free, and I believe that they will have American releases. But again, nothing has been officially announced, but they did announce a non-limited version of that release. So
that will be on the list.
There you go.
So, and that, which also brings up another question: are they going to individually release these cuts as individual cut things? Are you going to be able to watch the Argento cut, the American cut, or the Cannes cut?
If they're smart,
put all three on there.
If they're smart, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just want one cut, that's.
I'd say what you do is you take one of those thick Arrow boxes and you take one of those inserts so you can have 3 discs, and then you smack it in there and you have one of those extra thick ones. That's solid. Yeah.
That could work. I don't see why not.
I love the way you describe that, by the way.
Extra thick, yeah.
Yeah, it just sells me, honestly.
It's like an extra thick Sicilian.
That's right.
Thick.
Thick is always good. Thick is always.
Get a hold of that.
Chatty.
Yeah. We really haven't discussed this film ourselves much. We just, what did you guys think? How many times have you seen this? Because this is probably I'd say this is probably at least the 4th or 5th time I've seen it.
I've lost count.
This would be my second full time seeing it. And I don't remember the cut I saw beforehand, but I feel like it wasn't this one.
I've seen the theatrical cut of this film 8 times or more. This would be my 4th or 5th viewing of the Cannes cut, and I've watched the Argento cut once.
Ah. And cans would be your favorite, you would say?
By far.
Gotcha.
I've literally lost count, but first time watching the cans cut today was that time. But other than that, I've lost count of the theatrical cut.
Is that the one that you own on DVD, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I watched that one too.
Right.
The music just hits so hard in this version. Oh my God. That scene when they're driving around in the trucks. Yeah. Also, there's a song called Safari. Where's that? Where does that take place in the film? It's like is that the gun store?
It might be.
That's the gun store.
When they're doing the lock and load scene.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I'm fortunate to own the discography of Goblin. They do a lot of Argento films. Wants to reiterate myself. I love Dario Argento and all of his films. So, of course, I own most of his fucking soundtracks, which Goblin made. And, of course, Dario Argento had his greasy Italian paws in this film. So we got Goblins with Dario's Argentos.
Yes, Dario's Argentos. Sounds like it's like a cereal or something like that.
It's a cheese.
Argentos.
Cheese. Sargentos is a cheese.
Is it a stinky cheese?
They're grilled cheese people.
They're not a stinky cheese. They're grilled cheese people.
Hey, Brody, you're trying to rile me up right now, and I'm not going to fall for it, you redneck.
I don't know. I think if he keeps going, he could make it happen if he wants.
Oh, I know.
He got more of a rise out of you mentioning your hair.
Yeah, it's true. As long as you guys don't start noticing the plugs, we're good.
Is that one in the front there? Oh.
Fuck yourself, Bob. So
I did already twice.
So head on over to the OnlyFans if you want to see Bob actually fuck himself.
Machine cosplay 69.
Only $3 a month.
Video.
Yes. I love it. Love it.
So I will say,
yes.
If we're still on discussing,
you're goddamn right.
You might hate me for this, but I was a little later into the zombie stuff. Like I was always more into slasher growing up. So zombies was like
Chad and I have a predisposition to this film. So
yes, you do. Yeah. I understand. And if I was in your area, I probably would as well. Mm-hmm. But I actually saw the Snyder version first, which made that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry, I felt it coming back up.
But I will say that version made me seek out to watch the original. So that's where I in turn.
It has its place. It has its place. It does. In the sense of realistic viruses, that movie's fucking scary. It has some really fun scenes. And if you're down with the sickness, it's perfect for you.
Listen, but if you got a tiny little 6-year-old blonde that creeps around in your hallways.
Yeah.
And Chad does too. Yeah, dude. It just, yeah.
I will say Taryn enjoyed this. She's watched both and she's much more of a this.
Yeah.
So
the only thing about this that I did not like was the zombies themselves. Like I didn't like the makeup, and Savini regrets the color that he used in the film. And I also didn't like how they walked with their arms up like they were Frankenstein.
Yeah, they did have that
okay.
wall.
Okay, I have a theory. So even though the dead timeline is all fucked up, and it's beyond your comprehension, and I'm not going to talk about it on this episode. After night, there is the day. So at this point, zombies, in theory, okay, the rigor mortis is starting to set in. The more fresher the zombie, the stiffer they're going to be. So the Frankenstein thing is kind of like their body acclimating to the disease.
No. It wasn't the way they walked stiff-legged. It was the way they had their arms out like Frankenstein walks.
I just feel like that's how I want to guess that that's how Romero saw the zombies' progression at this point.
I would only say the only thing I could see that is because they are instinctively going after food. That's just them trying to grab it before they're even there.
See, and that's something I heard the other day that these zombies aren't necessarily going for brains. They're just extremely
no. Romero's zombies never went for just brains.
Yeah, they're just animalistically hungry to the point where they'll eat anything, and that's what this virus is. Or
if anything, the only thing they ever mentioned for brains was you had to shoot them in it.
Yep.
Correct.
Never said to eat them.
Yeah,
That
not
came
until we
later.
got John Russo's spinoff, Return of the Living Dead, did that start to come into play.
Yes,
to where
that's
we
where
got
that all-
talking smart zombies.
Send more paramedics.
See, and I remember the first time watching that series, dude. It was kind of like almost put off by it, and then I was just like, "Well, let's give it another shot." And I did like it a lot better. I like Romero's versions. Like,
Yeah,
That is something that Chad and I had a discussion. The coloring on this cut compared to the Argento cut. I think the Argento cut has slightly different coloring. And then to go even another step further, I think the Cannes cut has different coloring than the American theatrical cut.
yes, it does. It had. I mean, it's not huge.
Okay.
But you can see it.
Example, opening scene at the at the TV station. One of my favorite scenes in the film. But the lighting on her is so Jallo.
like you mean like when she's against that fuzzy carpeted wall? Like as soon as oh yeah.
She is basking in that fucking red and blue light.
Which I'd like to know that that whole just beginning scene of those two dudes discussing this topic. You could have gave me a whole movie of that,
Well,
dude.
the
I
whole
would have sat there and
That would
fast
actually be
neon.
fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The
Like,
whole
I just
mall is
love
fast
that.
and neon and retro nostalgia goodies.
I just love that whole how the interview just progressively gets worse and worse.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
like it was just. I was just sitting there. I'm like, dude. I'm like, I could just watch this dude get pissed off more and more.
It was like he was pissed off, then he was calm, and then he got progressively worse as he
That's
went
because
along.
it's because the film crew and everything.
Yeah, they're like people throwing papers at him and shit like that. Like
He's got to get that fucking idiot off the air. Like,
And we got a cameo from George at the beginning there.
I think that's
I'm
him
sad
and his,
because-
that's him and his wife.
I was looking for the eye patch, but I could not find one. I thought I had one somewhere. I was gonna come in as that
That
guy.
would have fit perfect because you got the beard.
Right. I got the beard, just the glasses, the sweet eye patch. I got the nice suit upstairs. So just couldn't find the eye patch. Damn. But if we're still on discussing this movie, man.
Okay,
It's a great
take
movie.
little- Let's talk about
Right.
social commentary and the fact that this is the late 70s and George Romero has a black lead in a horror film and then has that black lead talk about giving a white woman an abortion. You want to talk about at the time and how like taboo this shit would have been?
You know what?
Oh,
It's funny you
yeah.
even mentioned that because that didn't even like come across as me as anything in the right now.
Right,
You know
and
what
I
mean?
think it adds to the
But
horror
no, you're
movie,
right.
the horror movie aspect of it. I think that he tries to put taboo things in his films, especially for the time frame. I think if you go back and look at Night of the Living Dead, even having Ben and have such a big part in that film was so revolutionary for the time, pushing that boundary even further. And of course, supporting these extremely strong black male characters are these even stronger female, almost traumatized characters that survive all of his films, but are just fuck. These stories are great.
So would you say even going as pushing as the fact that it was Ken Forhey and what's her name essentially survived and she's pregnant, so you think it's like, okay, that's the new like family taking off or whatever, because clearly he's going to take care of you know, you would assume.
That was a dead giveaway as well.
And this,
By the way, what other movie have we seen Galen Ross in during our show?
Madman.
There you go.
Was it?
Yep.
She's the female lead in that one too.
Yep.
You think I would have recognized her with her crazy bug eyes?
Gosh, when you put her, when
John.
you put her in a mall and then put her in a camp, you can't tell her apart. It's just, it's like you put her in different
John.
places. It's just two different
You
actors.
have to imagine those eyes looking up at you.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be like a fish.
I don't think so.
Fair, whatever.
I don't think so.
She didn't get naked in that film, did she?
Yeah.
She came close.
Oh,
Wait, no.
Oh,
she
the
did.
hot tub. How did you not remember that, John?
Exactly.
Because I was looking at titties, not faces.
Well, she's in this one too.
I know, which was a really
Hey,
funny. I just laughed at that pull-out shot. By the
for
way,
the 70s,
Yeah.
that type of shot is very, very common, especially for
Yes, it
female
is.
for nudity shots.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
no.
that is so.
I'm just saying the shot of them just both looking super depressed.
Oh yeah.
Well, I
they
was just
both
like,
are.
wow, was that really bad sex, or is that was just like sex and the endorphins still didn't just hit? Like
I feel like they're both just depressed, and they fucked thinking that it would make them feel better, and they're
still just like
feel like shit.
Well, remember
afterwards.
this happened like right after she told him she wouldn't marry him too. So
Yeah, fair enough.
true, but they still banged. So
or could he not get it up because of the whole
Who was the pirate on the TV show?
Ooh. Yeah, but dude, he's at a mall. You think there's a pharmacy somewhere in there? That would be
That poor guy looked like.
that's true. It's 78. I don't know if Viagra was
Say
around.
he looked dejected. Oh, ugh.
He still got some.
For that guy.
He's still getting some.
She probably at the very least got a mustache dried.
Ooh. Okay, so Chatty.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me pull my behind the scenes up. Tom Savini chose the gray color for the zombie's skin since Night of the Living Dead was in black and white and the zombie skin tone was not depicted. He later said it was a mistake because many of them ended up looking quite blue on film.
True.
Yeah, look at blue-green too at points.
But it actually, that would be more corpse-like, I guess.
Yeah,
all
that's
the,
where I kind of
all the colors getting sucked out of your skin. That's how I see it. Like,
right. You're losing your pigment.
yeah.
The two zombie children who attack Peter in the airport chart house are played by Donna Savini and Mike Savini, the real-life niece and nephew of Tom Savini.
This boy don't hold back.
He shot them kids up.
These are the only zombies in all of the Dead films to spontaneously run and never do the trademark zombie shuffle.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yep.
Me neither.
Huh.
They don't do the shuffle?
Oh, and I'll go ahead and skip ahead because this is also later on in my notes. But when they were filming the scene, Ken Foray did not know that he was going to be attacked by zombie children. So his reaction was real.
Yep.
Nice.
I think that's mentioned in the documentary about this movie.
The Document of the Dead.
Yes.
Which literally starts playing on YouTube right after the.
Yeah, it does. I was going to watch him like, it's 2 hours long.
I started watching it. I was like, no.
Shout out to our glorious sponsor of Masks by Lance. Premium Friday the 13th Hockey Mask available on Facebook and Instagram at Masks by Lance. And coming soon to ProjectLouder.net at ProjectLouder.net/Masks by Lance.
And he's having another rigged drawing, I see.
Yes, he is.
I will be joining that.
Corey Kaufman, which one are you going to pick when you win?
Yeah.
Hey,
13 boys
look
coming
at
in.
it this way. Lance is just stimulating the Project Louder because then Corey then spends that on more Marcio stuff. So, sells that mask and then spends it on more Marcio stuff. So it's just a fucking vicious cycle.
I like it. Cycle.
Yeah, right. It's a good thing.
I'm looking for the sweepstakes now.
Moving on, Dario Argento was an admirer of Romero's work and vice versa. When Argento heard that Romero was contemplating a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, he insisted that Romero come out to Argento's native Rome to write the script without distractions. Romero knocked out the script in about 3 weeks, and though Argento read the script as it came out, he left all the writing to Romero. Argento also provided most of the film's soundtrack and, in return for the rights to edit the European version of the film, assisted in raising the necessary funds.
Yep.
Hence how he got the producer credit.
I literally said, I literally was talking to Chad, and I think the way I put it was Argento gave him a bunch of money so he could release the film his way.
Nice.
Makes perfect sense, too.
Yep.
The scene between Roger and Peter in the trucks when they are kidding each other about their height was actually improvised by the two actors.
So,
that fits.
Is this
in the BP trucks? Yeah, okay.
So, did Fulci's movie come out first?
No, that came out in 81, I believe.
So that's considered Zombie 2.
Yeah, it was marketed as Zombie 2 overseas. It's called Zombie here.
Yes. We have to discuss it because we brought it up on previous episodes.
And in the UK, it's called Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Yes.
Ooh. I like that title better.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds pretty sweet.
That drew me in faster than Zombie.
Zombie Flesh Eaters is also used for a lot of other things. I think even some Texas Chainsaw Massacre films.
Which I find
crazy. It's fucking insane the way Italians name things.
And I cannot wait to watch that movie. I freaking love that movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Which movie?
Zombie 2.
Oh, Zombie 2, yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, that's one of my picks for this year.
4K scan, Blue Underground.
Nice.
Yeah.
They do some quality work. Especially did a lot of really good Fulci films. I think they also have City of the Living Dead.
I can't wait for that episode because I'm going to show a kill on screen just for one of our listeners, and it's going to be delicious.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to reveal too much.
No, I'm not saying shit.
Okay. Filming. Here we go. Extras in the film were reportedly given $1 in cash, a donut, and a Dawn of the Dead t-shirt, like we said. Filming at the Monroeville Mall took place during the winter of 77 to 78, with a 3-week reprieve during the Christmas shopping season. The reason they took a break for the Christmas shopping season, it would have taken way too long and way too much money to take the decorations down and then put them back up every day.
Because they had to clean up as well. So
yeah. Filming at the mall began around 10 p.m. shortly after the mall closed and finished at 6 a.m. The mall didn't open until 10:30, but at 6 the music came on and no one knew how to turn it off. There were a few bars in the area, and Savini remembers making up zombies who would then go to the bar and drink. Everyone agreed this probably helped the performances. Savini does say the drunk zombies caused damage, particularly a couple who stole a golf cart and crashed inside the mall.
The mall says
awesome.
The interiors have almost 100% changed, with the exception of the loading dock and the escape hallway.
And I think the little wooden path over the koi pond is still there. It was last there. It's been a couple years.
Yes.
Nice.
I haven't looked at the koi pond.
As you're
but the Living Dead Museum is back at the Monroeville Mall Museum. So,
but the museum itself, the part of the museum isn't open.
Not yet. No. Thanks, COVID. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's been closed ever since COVID started. I've been through the museum several times, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
I want to check that out.
Yeah, they have all sorts of really neat displays of.
When the world comes back, we'll have a Gore N Tour episode with the boys.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
We can make the loop, the Evans City loop, the Crazies, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
Oh yeah, go to the cemetery.
That should be the same time that where we plan a visit to the Day of the Dead bunker and get a scheduled tour.
Oh yes,
yeah, that'd be rad.
I am looking forward to reviewing that movie because it is so underappreciated.
If you guys go over to the Big Bad Beetleborgs, their Halloween episode, I get shitty drunk, take off my shirt, and we review that movie. It's really good.
All right. Okay, continuing on. The MPAA threatened to impose the X rating if Romero didn't make cuts. Romero did not want to cut the film, was adamant against an X rating due to its stigma of hardcore pornography. In the end, Romero was able to persuade his distributors to release the film with no rating, although on all advertising and trailers there was a disclaimer that read, while there was no explicit sex in the film, the movie was of such a violent nature that no one under 17 would be admitted.
Yeah, I was going to say,
this was very
abortion.
violent.
They talk about abortions, beheadings, fucking crazy fucking deaths, absurd
fucking galore.
Shooting children.
Yeah,
ripped out. Oh,
again, this movie is like balls to the wall. It's great.
Oh, it really is. The outdoor scene where hunters, emergency crew, and soldiers are shooting at zombies was done through local volunteers. For you, Brody. Several local hunters arrived on scene with their own weapons. The local National Guard division showed up in full gear, and local emergency crew were present, all voluntarily.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool that it's voluntarily. It's like, oh yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely.
I would have volunteered for that
folks.
scene,
I would
dude.
have been out there too. So I was like, oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, let me get the
But
12
you
gauge.
also
I got
have
my
to
blast.
understand like the cultural impact and also the impact that George left in this area because of that film. There's so many fucking people that are just like, this is awesome. This is like this is the fucking land of zombies. This is the quintessential area because he chose this and this has meaning and this is special. It's cool. There's like a subculture and it's because of this film and it's so fucking rad. It's all centered around the fucking.
And there's really cool zombie shirts that you can get at the Living Dead Museum that say like zombie capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody saw,
man, you guys get that.
Is that going to make a porno?
Yeah.
Somebody's wearing a Pittsburgh Monroeville Zombies hockey jersey. They made those, and you can come.
Okay.
There.
Also, I wanted to give you guys some insight. So when there's a scene where they're driving the trucks down, and then across the parking lot, and you see like a strip mall, back from a mall. Now that's a Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Now it's a Guitar Center in a like a Mario Kart in real life type place. So it's like a small indoor karting place that you could that they have. It's timed and shit.
There
Why
also
are
used to
we
be a
not
Kmart over there.
Oh.
Yeah. Bobby's like, you got a Guitar Center that do Mario
You
Kart?
got a go-kart place? You got Dawn.
No, man, you add laser tag to that. That's a day.
And then if you go across, so if you're at the Guitar Center and then you look across that parking lot, there would be the movie theater in the back, and then we're also looking at the loading dock, which we have seen many times in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Even to the point where we see it in the remake, the loading dock is an actual point that they make to visit in the remake.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is just, you could go there today and be like, holy fuck, look at this. Again, Chad and I had a discussion about the roof this morning because neither of us have seen the roof, and I'd say that's the only part we really that and the opening scene with the building. We have no fucking.
Yeah, I cannot figure out where that tenement was.
Wait, what's that? Say it again.
The tenement where they the opening scene, the raid. We can't find that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no, it's filmed somewhere else, and we have no information on it. And there's nobody that's really like, there's no like building that's like tenant building from Dawn of the Dead. This is what this is like during the tour. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's long since been demolished, and that's why.
Yeah,
it could have been somewhere downtown Pittsburgh or on the outskirts somewhere.
Maybe. Who knows?
it had asbestos, so it had to go.
Yep.
Okay, continuing on. Galen Ross refused to scream during the film. She felt that Fran was a strong female character, and if she screamed, the strength would be lost. She told this to George Romero once. When he told her to scream, he never asked her again after that.
Nice.
Fucking right. I think it's so much better if she's like, and she's really good with body language and portraying her emotions through, similar to the girl who played Barbara in Night,
and the girl in the remake too. She was the same.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't have to say much.
She's a smoke show. Oh my god, the girl in the remake. Yeah.
I like the redhead better though.
Wait, is that the one that lets her dog out and then she gets yeah. I wanted her to die so bad in that scene, dude. Like, no, fuck you and fuck your dog.
But the dog.
She was hot. I will give you that. Yes.
Yes, you should.
Anyways, let's go back to 79.
Tom Savini used the same dummy throughout the course of filming. During that time, blown up, burnt, shot, and beaten, among other things. By the time he was finished, practically falling apart.
I like how you say among other things.
Right. Well, you definitely clearly see it in that nice when he hits it with the truck as he's doing the swinger on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping a little bit more blood spill from that, but then at the same time, if you got dead bodies, they're a little, coagulated in there and everything.
You also can see whenever they are knocking zombies and stuff over or shooting them, a lot of times they're just falling. Like, we're not cleaning this shit up.
Nope.
Not only that, that blood was really bright red.
And this is before the blood revolution of the early 80s. So
there's a reason the blood's that color. I'll get into it later, but in short, it's because George Romero, and the comedy adds to this too. He wanted it to feel like a comic book.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Totally understand that.
Yeah, he wanted the color to be way over the top, dark red.
Again, can't say anything. The guy made Creepshow.
Yes, he did.
Which we'll also be reviewing.
Great movie.
Okay, several members of the marauding band of bikers were played by members of the local chapter of the Pagans Motorcycle Club. The elaborate motorcycles they drove were their own. A friend of mine's stepfather was one of them.
No shit.
Really? That's awesome. What was he driving? Do you
I don't know. And Tom passed away over 10 years ago, so I can't.
Most of the motorcycles used in that scene were Harley Davidsons, and I think one or two were Yamahas.
I love the three-wheelers coming in, dude. That's all.
That was when the three-wheelers were really starting to take off, too.
I miss the three-wheeler.
For you car guys out there, the Volkswagen is, what did I say it was?
The Volkswagen Scirocco.
Scirocco. That is a Mark 1 edition. It is extremely limited and special. So
is that like a pre-Golf? I would imagine because
that is.
I thought it was a Golf. That
is like their sports car of the time. Yeah, the Golf exists, but it looks horrible at this point. It looks fucking god awful. I thought it was a Golf, and I researched it, and it was that car. There was also, I mentioned, there was in the group chat I was going off this morning about all the cars.
Yeah, there's a Ford Pinto and what was the Chevy you said?
Montoya, Chevy Montoya, or something.
Right, yeah. Montoya. Yeah. I couldn't remember what it was because I know you typed it the first time you wrote it.
Yeah, and it said Monday. Thanks, autocorrect. Okay. My spelling brought to you by autocorrect and heavy amounts of dabs. So
your spelling is just as hilarious as your attempted pronunciation of foreign names.
Yes.
Oh God.
Like I almost died when we watched Rare Exports.
Oh.
You were dying before you even got to it, just because you were the anticipation.
You knew he wouldn't have been able to do it.
I was like salivating, like I cannot wait for him to try.
I would insult so many people if I ever left the United States. I just can't say your name, so we're not going to be friends, bro.
You'd be like, hi, no, be like this. Hi, friend.
Essentially,
your friend one, your friend two.
Hey, guy, what's up, dude?
So you just got to go the Canadian route. Everybody's just bud.
Yeah.
What's up, bud?
It's the best way to go.
Okay, continuing on. With such a shoestring budget, the film couldn't afford professional stunt people outside of drivers. So Tom Savini and assistant friend, I'm not even going to try and say that name, Tasso N. Stavrak.
Oh, Tasso.
Yeah. Volunteer for the test. They're responsible for almost every stunt scene in the film, though not all went perfectly as planned. When filming a dive over the rail of the mall, Savini almost missed his pile of cardboard boxes with his legs and back landing on the ground. Ooh. He had to work a golf cart for several days. The shot where Stavrakis swung down from a banner was poorly planned, and he wound up continuing up and slamming into the ceiling.
That's awesome.
Ouch.
I wish they left that in the cut.
That would have been great.
I will have to say, Savini fucking falling off and then going into the pond is one of the most satisfying movie deaths ever.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, his buddy Tasso is also known for another credit in another film.
Inform us, Bobby.
Friday the 13th. He's the hairy knuckles that comes up at the end where Mrs. Voorhees dies.
The hairy knuckles.
Man hands.
Okay. When the film was first released, the shooting budget was reported to be $1.5 million. On the commentary track on the ultimate DVD release, producer Richard Rubenstein admitted that the amount was inflated for foreign buyers, and the actual budget was around $500,000.
Nice. Sorry, I'm laughing at Lance's comment there.
It's just one
sort of raffle doesn't mean they were friends.
So, are you saying that he? Would you be saying that he actually worked for Cabin 13 then?
Oh my! Shots fired.
The skating rink shown in the film was actually part of the Monroeville Mall. It has since been replaced by a food court.
You know, I'll leak some audio between Corey and Lance later. That'll you'll be like, come on, man, just 10 more spots. I can't even. Keep going, Jim. Just 10 more spots.
Tom Savini, head of makeup effects, was unhappy with how the blood mix looked. It looked fluorescent. Romero said it was perfect for the film's comic book style. This is the most profitable film in the Dead series.
I can see that, seeing everybody.
Oh, God.
It says they named a street after TJ Littlewood.
Was it Drive or Ave?
That's Chief Littlewood to you, buddy.
Much of the fake blood used in the blood packets was a mixture of food coloring, peanut butter, and cane sugar syrup.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You gotta get that thickness.
Yeah, but sometimes when you
the coagulated blood,
butter, stir it enough, though, it still leaves chunks.
I'd say we make it and throw it at Bobby and see if it works.
The living quarters and the elevator shaft weren't a part of the mall. That was actually a set.
Bobby, if I have to remind people how handsome you look with a nice open T-shirt and blood splattered on you, I will.
Yeah, just tell them to go see my main Instagram page. It's all there.
Sex Machine Cosplay.
No, that's not cosplay. It's Killing Machine Cosplay 93.
Which will lead you to Sex Machine.
Chad, continue.
The joke that keeps on giving, baby.
Peter is the second person in the franchise to refer to the undead as zombies. The first was a report on the radio in Night of the Living Dead.
And I was assuming that'd be like towards the end of the film, right?
All right.
So,
No shit.
Yeah, okay. When he says over the radio, there's going to be 1,000 zombies in here because they're all the Baker gang was breaking in. Yep.
You know what's scarier than a horde of zombies? The group of rednecks we see at the beginning.
I want to see them versus the bikers.
Yes,
A whole different movie.
That's a true showdown. I'm pretty
Rednecks
sure,
versus
like,
bikers.
I'm
my
pretty
money
sure
would be on the rednecks.
Full Moon Features has an entire like fucking genre of biker gang movies.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's a Paul Ashford thing. He probably knows all about that. Shout out to the Ghoulies and Flesh guys.
Yeah.
Okay, continuing. Tom Savini chose his friend Jim Crut to play the helicopter zombie because he was notorious for having a low forehead.
That is still pretty weird. I love the way it right off.
That's awesome.
Many effects were thought of on the spot. Tom Savini created many of the effects with no preparation whatsoever.
He was good with that. That was good improvisation he had.
That's
You know what else is good? Bobby, show him that fucking merch, you handsome bastard.
Oh, well, hold on one second. As you can see here.
Woo! Look at that chest.
Look at that Gore N More shirt. Look at this, baby. And you could go get it at TeePublic along with all the other great shirts we have. Please check it out at Project Louder.
Bobby needs stickers for his muscles so he can be like Public.
TeePublic. Right here.
I like it. it.
Get fake tattoos.
Arnold released that video the other day. We need to shoot one of Bobby, but it's a TeePublic commercial.
Bobby is the governor.
Yeah.
In my leather jacket with a cigar, advertisements. Hello there.
I love it.
Come to talk to you about
Why you look like shit lately.
Okay, I'm going to skip through a lot of this. George Romero wanted Savini to do the special effects for Night of the Living Dead, but Savini couldn't commit because he had to go to do a tour in Vietnam. Fortunately, he was available to do this film, and his recent Vietnam experience played an enormous part in his visualization of the graphic, gory effects, as he was basically just recreating what he'd seen in real life.
Damn.
He said that a lot with a lot of his movies, too.
He's a duck, man. Anybody knows the duck story for Savini?
I don't know if I do.
Wait, do I? I think I do. Yeah.
The duck story.
He was in Vietnam and he was actually stationed to do an overnight watch for Charlie. And he was sitting in a bunker and you have to look out over this field and you have to radio in if you see someone and then they'll give you clearance to open fire. Well, he was sitting there and he thought what he saw was Charlie. And he didn't ask for permission. He kind of just opened fire. And he opened up his machine gun and everybody else opened up. And the whole base opened up on wherever he was shooting. And when everybody stopped, it was a duck.
So it was literally that scene from Predator, but with a duck.
Yeah. And the general came up and was like, "Why'd you open fire without permission?" He's like, "I thought I saw Charlie, sir."
That...
And I guess they quacked at him the rest of the time he was there.
Of course. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's something you probably don't live down.
Yeah. No.
Always up there.
Okay.
Oh,
Joe Pilato, who played Captain Rhodes in Day of the Dead, briefly appears as an unnamed police officer during the scene at the police dock. There's a rumor among horror fans that the policeman was Captain Rhodes, with the backstory being that he was a full-time Philadelphia policeman and a part-time Army reservist.
That makes sense.
Oh. And I actually think that would fit.
Hey, you also forgot part-time piece of shit. The character's a piece of shit if you ever watch Day of the Dead.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there. It's on my list.
Say it's there.
Love Day of the Dead. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's, like I said, it's underrated.
Oh, yes.
Okay. The split second before and after Wooly blows the head off of the apartment resident that was not meant to be zombie. That was a head made by Tom Savini. It was made as a mold for Galen Ross for the original ending of the movie had Peter commit suicide and Fran sticks her head into the blades of the helicopter. That's actually. I'll go into more detail on that, but yeah, it had a much darker ending. So when they decided to change the ending, they used it in a tenement building. So Savini made it look like an African American male, filled it with food scraps, and shot it with an actual shotgun.
You know, that ending, I actually think, not that I don't love the movie or the ending the way it is, but I think that would have made it much more interesting for the third film. Instead of everybody surviving, you get to the third film, it really makes it much more bleak.
So Alien 3.
Basically.
Everybody's dead but Ripley.
I like the open-ended ending of this is just so much scarier in my mind. Because you just don't know. I think like all of his films end that way now that I'm thinking about it.
I felt like this one was a little bit more...
Land of the Dead had a more upbeat ending.
Yeah, it did.
I feel like this was still more upbeat than even like Night of the Living Dead because...
Oh, Night of the Living Dead was a horrible ending. Everybody died.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
One by accident.
Yep. Not paying attention to your shot.
To achieve the bullet ricochets off the side of the elevator shaft when the bikers are shooting at Steven, Savini shot rocks with a slingshot at the wall next to David MG.
Huh. I wonder if he hit him like on purpose just a couple times.
Probably, knowing Savini.
Right.
Okay, so
I got to see a lot of these people this summer, was it?
Yeah,
Night of the Living Dead Marketplace. They had it at I want to say it was the Barnes and Noble they cleaned out, and then they had it inside, and it was most of the cast and crew of Dawn and Day. They had spread out signing autographs. It was really cool to see all these people much older. I mean, it's sad that they're out there, you know, getting autographs and stuff, masks on and shit, and just trying to survive. And older folks, like people that, like, COVID's going to fuck you up if you get it type people. So you're just like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Don't die.
Gotta do what you gotta do to get that paycheck.
Hey, but I got to meet Machete Zombie. Like, that guy was cool. Like,
okay, so there's a great dispute over the film's alternate ending where Peter shoots himself in the head and Fran commits suicide by sticking her head up into the blades of the copter. Some people, such as Savini and his friend Tasso, maintain the scene was filmed, while Romero used to be adamant that it wasn't. However, in Document of the Dead, shot during the making of the film, Romero clearly states that as they walk around the mall set, he did film the alternate ending, but they never did the effects shot.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And then I mentioned how the mold for Galen Ross was used in a different shot. So Romero decided the conclusion would be too depressing, and finally, at the suggestion of his future wife, gave Peter and Fran a little bit of hope. However, that's not what I thought it was. But basically, like, there's parts of it that remain from the original version, like her looking back at the zombies coming at her when she's waiting in the helicopter. Now, the way it's filmed out, it looks like she's waiting for Peter, but actually she was waiting for them to get closer, and then she just said, screw it, and stepped into the blades.
Oh, no shit.
That would have, talk about bleak.
That would have definitely been like one of those, just like you sit there, you watch the whole credits roll, and your face doesn't even move. You're just like...
Yeah, you're just like...
That'd be like the ending to The Mist, really.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, that pissed me so off. Dude. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh, I was so pissed off with that. I mean, it was good, but it did what it needed. It did what it needed to do. But all right, what else we got, buddy?
That's the gist of it. I mean, there's more going.
I'm sure more stuff will come up through the rest of
there's a lot of stuff I have written down, marked down here about the different cuts. You know, how stuff we already talked about. Argento made his cuts to make it less comedic.
Right.
And it mentions the 155-minute version or whatever, 2 hour, 55-minute version. That's like the extended mall hour version.
Nice.
Alrighty then. Onward.
Yeah, originally had a much darker ending than what we got, and I'm glad they changed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least you get like just flying off into the sunset essentially.
And I guess the original darker ending, like right after she offs herself, You just see the propeller blades slowly stopping to kind of indicate that it really was out of fuel and they wouldn't have made it anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, that was really bleak. I would have liked to have seen that as a deleted scene.
Except for, like he said, didn't film the effects, but damn, dude. That would have been a one hell. Yeah, dude. I could see why that would probably piss some people off back then in the theaters.
I could see that being very desensitizing.
Like, I mean, this ending was still kind of like bleak, but it wasn't definitely like, it also wasn't like terrible either. You know what I mean? Like, they survived.
If they would have filmed that ending and left it that way, like guaranteed, you would see people walking out of the theater, like nobody be talking. They're just looking down at the floor.
Yep.
Like,
that's just one of those ones where people sigh for like 3 days and just stare off into the void. You all right?
No.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, that's a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, there's a lot more. There's so many documentaries. Document of the Dead was probably the most popular one.
Right. I know, dude. I'll have to check that out sometime.
Yeah.
So, for
Onward.
big questions,
Oh god,
gentlemen, what store would you spend most of the time in?
Probably the gun shop or the food store.
The arcade.
And the
candy store to arcade for me. Obviously, gun stores are necessary, but I'm just saying, like the one you want to be in.
Oh, arcade.
Movie. Was there a movie theater and food court?
I didn't see a movie theater, but that doesn't mean they didn't have one. The fact that they had a full ice skating rink, though, was, I thought, very impressive.
That's a now for food court.
That's, yeah, right. I mean, dude, they could have. See, that was one thing that I said as soon as they were like disposing of all the bodies and they threw a bunch in that walk-in cooler. I'm like, no, don't throw it in the walk-in cooler. You're going to contaminate the fucking food.
That's exactly what I thought, too.
It was my wife's like, what? I'm like, my fat ass is just bitching about the food in the movie. Never mind. Like,
and those tomatoes were right.
That's
right?
When they were throwing the pies in the zombies' faces, and I don't care, refrigerated or not, those pies would have long since been spoiled.
Not only that, but they pulled out like 2 trays of pies, and then they had like infinite pies, which was awesome.
I want some pie now.
That's how movie pie works, though.
That's right, dude. Just
cheese my cherry pie. Oh, sorry.
But like when Voorhees like made them that nice dinner and everything, like that would so that would be my other thing. Now it's the apocalypse. We're stuck in the mall. What are you dressed as? Are you like nice fur coat like Ken Voorhees has at that one scene? Like
suits
all day?
Yeah.
Hell
I look
no.
good in the suit. I'm
going to say the most colorful the suit, the better.
I would say, I would have to go with, like jeans and a shirt or something, just because you want something that you can, if you have to make like a quick escape, it's not going to be restricting your movement.
I'm going to go the George Costanza. I'm going to go sweatpants and a fucking hoodie.
With a block of cheese the size of a car battery.
That's right. You know what you're saying to people? I don't care. Oh, fuck.
I don't know what I'd be.
That's all I got, gentlemen. What's that?
I don't really know what I'd be dressed as now that I sit here and think about it.
I mean, the choices would be endless, dude, because think about the stuff you could get in the gun shop. You definitely get some sweet safari shit in there. You know that, dude. Like, dude, you got to have the cargo vest in there, dude.
How
like,
I'm doing it? Dressed as Rambo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shirtless with camo pants. I like it.
Yep. Be cut up and everything. I'll have the big 50 cal in my hand, like, all right, let's go.
He's dressed like that, but he's in the arcade playing that one game. Like, yeah.
Are you sure you wouldn't grab a knife and just Rambo the fuck out of those zombies, Bobby?
Of course. I'm doing that
I was
too.
gonna say, like,
I'm doing it
Dude,
all.
I just want to see that now. Just Bobby like sneaking up in the bushes behind zombies, dude. Just be like,
That's a short film for Gore N More and Project Louder. Rambo
there you go.
We could make that as like a little short film to go with the Madman Down Under.
You're welcome.
Madman Down
Onward.
Well, I don't have any more big questions unless you gentlemen do.
I think I did have. Did I even write it down? I had a question. Oh, I did write this down just because I thought it was hilarious, and I mentioned it to TJ last night. Did you guys know one random fat white dude that's just
with a shirt off?
No. He's in a 3-piece suit. when they're moving the trucks around. There's just like CJ remembers now.
Yeah.
Like it's just a white, no makeup on the guy at all. He's just a white guy there in a 3-piece suit. Like he just wandered onto set. Like, hey, what's going on? Oh,
when they're backing up the BP trucks.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice.
I can't say that I did.
And you'll see that guy and you'll laugh hysterically.
You're like, where the fuck is Edith at, bro? Like,
dude, I'm gonna have to watch it just for that scene now, dude, just to see to find that guy. It's gonna be like the Where's Waldo.
I had to continue the Dukes of Hazzard talk from earlier. Oh, that wasn't on air. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no.
I won't do that. I can see the pitchforks.
It's a good old boy.
Anyway, how do we watch this? Chad Daddy probably has some sort of fucking DVD in some sort of Tupperware container in a garage upstairs somewhere, right?
I do actually, but I'm watching on YouTube.
Okay, fair enough. Here we go.
YouTube and DVD.
Say YouTube 1080 cut.
YouTube, because the day I went to go buy my fucking 4K from Second Sight, I was like, oh, it's out of stock now.
Oh, kicking the dick.
And so that's why I'm super excited on the up and up about this new release.
Right?
Yeah, it's just if you bought it before, you're giving up something. Like no matter what you bought, you're giving up like, oh, but this one has this. So it's nice to have the one where you're just like, okay, one and done. And that's why I am with a lot of my films. A lot of Carpenter films I waited to buy until I knew like they were going to get a 4K treatment.
Fair.
Yeah, there's tons of those on that list.
Like films like, example, I don't own They Live. Watch a Rowdy Roddy Piper fucking video. They Lives everywhere now. Gonna probably buy it.
I remember you mentioning that.
I have a video on my phone where I'm on my Google, I'm on YouTube, right? And I'm scrolling down and it's an ad section and it's 2 minutes of scrolling and it's nothing but different versions of that fucking movie in 4K on sales from different websites. That's all it is.
Really?
The same fucking movie. And then it hits and then it's like that movie with the fog. Wow. Fuck me. Thank you, you data mining fuckers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, thank you, data mining.
Fucking ruined everything.
Oh man, now that you mention it, I'll bet fucking Big Trouble in Little China looks superb in 4K.
Yes,
I'm sure it does. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I think that these films shot on 16 and 35 just look so fucking good. Like you could sit, okay, modern cinema is great and all, but there's just something about these old films and this. Oh baby. It's great. Halloween's a good example. Whenever
you say modern cinema, I mean, it has its place. Dude, I hate digital though. I really do.
Digital's ass.
It is.
Yeah, I do agree.
There's if utilized properly, it's good.
Yes.
Okay,
Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's proper. But I'd go back to these films all day. I'll pull out one of the films I got is Suspiria in 4K. Can't fucking
nice.
I got that.
You cannot tell. You cannot tell that film was shot then. There's no fucking way. That opening scene at the train station? Nah, you're fucking solid. Like it was beautiful. Like it just you can't even see the film grain. It's so fine because of the 4K scan.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to get that now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
that's also on my list.
Synapse Films does it, and they send you booklets of their catalog. Half their catalog softcore porn from the 70s and 80s.
Weird.
Yeah.
Blue Underground is the same way.
Yep.
So obviously there's a niche of that out there though.
Oh yeah.
You know. Huh. What a collection that would be.
I wonder.
It's just funny that there's people there's people out there that collect movies the same way I do, but it's softcore porn.
Softcore porn.
Yeah, well,
that's strange. That's a lot of hair.
How did you get down? I just want to know how somebody gets down that road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How do you get to collecting?
I mean, watching Italian gialli films, like some of the more sexploitation stuff, I kind of understand. But for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, but are the softcore porns like on the cusp of giallo movies? Like,
no, I think they lose the plot at that point.
Okay, so it's just about tits and bush and rubbing.
Yeah, I don't think the stuff even shows penetration. I just think it's more
No, it's usually just like shadows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, dick shadow. And like some
Dry
chick
humping.
blow. You'll
Dry
see like
humping.
I always liked like the weird like Skinamax bullshit. You'd always see like the chick blowing a dude, but it was just the shadow of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's get artsy with it.
Or they wrestle angle it where it's
Yes.
angled.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking A. So douche of the movie, motherfucker.
Oh, that's an easy one for me. That's the racist cop at the beginning in the when they're raiding the tenement.
There you go.
Oh,
I
the
agree.
dude that just starts going ham. And
He just starts
doors down and woo. Yeah.
Yep. That's the douche.
Yeah, he saw blacks and what was it? Puerto Ricans,
Puerto Ricans.
and he was just
He was
As soon as I saw that guy, as soon as he started talking, I'm like, douche the movie. I even wrote it down.
That's that asshole.
Again, going back to George Romero, social commentary, going to places where other people don't go, X-rating, touching on things that nobody else at this time was just like even dare to think of. This guy, favorite kill. This is a hard one. This is
Guts being ripped out at the end. The guy who.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going for too.
so just essentially like all the maiming at
you know,
the
like
end.
the rack of ribs.
No. There's one guy who literally gets his intestines just ripped. You see?
It's- Yeah, you're talking about the rack of ribs scene. Where
Yeah.
see a rack of ribs. Okay.
Wasn't that the guy that was swinging from the
No, it was the guy who was getting his blood pressure checked and
Yeah,
it ripped his
yeah, the
arm
guy-
off.
Oh,
and could
By
not
the way,
read.
why would you do that twice?
Thank you.
No.
He
Not
did it
twice.
first time and he's
Why
like-
would you do it in the middle of mass panic when you see your buddies getting eaten? You're like, you know what? I gotta check my blood pressure one more. And I love that he was
He was
stealing a
probably wondering what it
mannequin.
was like. Huh?
Like this dude was going on maniac level. Like we're not even sure his story, but he was stealing a mannequin for his own personal reasons.
And they were stealing the
We'll
dumbest
find
shit
out.
when they were ransacking too.
Yo, dude, when it's the end of the world and nothing really matters, I mean,
Helicopter
Why not?
blade or
For a sword.
the helicopter blade was pretty good.
with a half decapitation, yeah, that was nice. We have to go with the machete kill. It was nice and deep.
Well, we actually get a proper machete kill, so you could totally say that and be like, no arguments here. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was a nice, just cut right to it. Just
I will say, as good as that intestine rip scene was, it was done better in Day of the Dead.
and then taking another level with the head.
Oh, yeah.
Remember it's followed with the head?
oh yeah.
Well, what's even
So
better
many
is when you
great
see
effects
the
in that
zombie
movie.
get up off the bed, everything just spills out.
Now, Day of the Dead is the one that starts out. What's the zombie
right
name? Is
behind
it Dr.
Lab.
Tongue?
Day of the Dead.
Dr. Tongue, yeah.
Dr. Tongue? Okay, yeah. I love that
We'll talk
maker,
about
too.
that another time.
Yeah, right?
So,
Dr.
Yeah.
Tongue and Officer Tongue.
Ooh.
Detective Tongue.
best scene.
Best scene.
I already have my best scene picked out, so I may as well go first. While you
Go
guys
ahead, buddy.
And it was just that quick scene, but the scene where Ken Foray just picks up the one zombie, lifts it up over his head, and just flips it the fuck over the railing.
Taryn had something to
that.
say about that, by the way.
Perfect wrestling move right there.
she did make the commentary. That's pretty cool.
I don't know, I just love that. I watched that. I'm like, I love that. That is my favorite scene right there.
Again, like I said, comparing these films is like night and day. Fuck you, bro.
By the way, Brody, that is a hot take right there. Day of the Dead is
These films, they're comparing them is like night and day and dawn.
it really is.
Literally.
Fuck, dude.
I think I would
Best
actually, my
scene.
favorite scene would probably have to be the whole ending with the bikers and the zombies coming into the mall.
The initial mall raid scene evokes a sense of nostalgia and childhood wonderment inside of me. So anytime the music cue hits and you see them rushing through the stores, it's like, fuck.
Oh, Bobby, a little note about that scene that you mentioned, the motorcycles going through the mall. From what I read, and I don't know why I didn't put it in my notes, but Savini and Romero both love the sound that came from that scene. And the sounds from the motorcycles driving through there was so loud, it literally set off every alarm in the mall.
Nice.
I actually wouldn't be surprised at all. I like that fact. I'm not surprised though. because they're obviously real motorcycles, and it's also the pagans. That's pretty funny.
I know my favorite scene, and I know it's not even like one of the best scenes in the movies, but I thought it was just hilarious. Was so before they got to the mall, and it was that little gas station or wherever they stopped. I think it was the airport or airport depot, and Flyboy was trying to shoot that one zombie, and Roger comes over and is like, "No."
One
and then
shot.
it cuts to like where Voorhees like fucking with that one zombie in the thing, and somehow they still go back to the same shot, which is like I love like I know we talked about the editing was a little weird. You're right. But at the same time, I liked it because it just reminded me. It just seemed like that weird, like British humor or something. I don't know how to even explain it.
It made it more funny because
it was just like he just did the same thing again. He was just like, bitch.
Literally.
It's like the scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where it's just fucking.
Oh, yes.
And it just showed that over and over. It's the exact same scene like 5 times, and all of a sudden, boom, he's right there.
So, okay, here's a question for you. Saying you just said Monty. The song at the end of this movie, is that from Monty Python?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. It's Flying Circus, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I'm sitting there listening to it, I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And I just started going down Monty Python.
And it actually fits the ending.
It does, though. I like it. But I was just, I was taken back by it. I guess I wasn't expecting it.
Monologue, by the way, is probably one of the coolest fucking things in the world as well.
What's that?
I'll probably talk about that whenever we get to cinematography, but that shot is like fucking erection inducing. I love it. It is really good.
You're talking about at the end when he's like,
no, his monologue about when there's no more room in hell.
I'm sorry. Yes, and he's talking about his grandpa talking. Yeah. What's that?
One he redoes in the remake.
Yeah. Right. There's the pastor there. Yeah.
He does it. It's just the way that it's shot, the way that they have it angled, and then they walk up, and then they cut the way they cut to the different people talking. It's just mwah.
That's one of my favorite shots.
Opening scene, boys. We talked about it earlier. It's hectic. It's shot beautifully. It's lit. Oh,
just crazy. Crazy TV studio. Awesome broadcast going off that I'm personally like super interested in.
Yeah, I like that.
From what I was reading, also this takes place about 3 weeks after Night of the Living Dead.
3 weeks, okay.
So it's still pretty fresh.
That's very fresh.
Wasn't it? And beg my pardon if I'm wrong, but wasn't it in like the original one? They weren't sure. They thought it was like some space dust or something, right? That was causing it.
There was something on satellite.
Yeah.
In Living Dead canon, Alex. Oh yeah.
Listen to them fingers type.
I talked to Brody about this the other day. Here's the timeline. So, 1968 August, a probe that orbits Venus returns to Earth, but mysterious radiation is destroyed before even getting through the atmosphere. Although it was stated as a fact, it is never revealed what really brings the dead back to life, whether it's a virus or something supernatural. So, it's from space. August 31st, 1968, the first dead walk, the Night of the Living Dead take place, the events of that. 24th to the 26th of October, the events of Diary of the Dead take place. September, the zombie threat.
What was Diary of the Dead? Was that the cam one?
That was the what?
The cam one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
After they made that after Land of the Dead.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that one.
September, the zombie threat was almost under control. According to the media, a small group of scientists are ordered to investigate why the dead are returning to life. October begins. The events of Dawn of the Dead and possibly the events of Survival of the Dead take place. Turns out the media and the government were lying about the threat being under control. Numerous zombies somehow appeared in nearby towns and states. The zombie epidemic grows bigger. Many places are evacuated and abandoned. The great pandemic begins. There are no longer law and order. Stores in various places are looted.
Oh, sounds like where we're going now.
Yeah. November, Fiddler's Green is taken over by Kaufman, who converts it into the halls and calls it the City of the Living. November, the Land of the Dead events take place. October, November, Day of the Dead takes place. By the end of November, the last sign of human life is detected.
Okay.
What was Survival of the Dead? I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either, actually.
I haven't seen that one, but I
don't think I don't even remember that title. It says it's 2009.
There was a Marvel comic written by Romero set in the Dead universe.
Survival?
Survival, no.
Oh, okay. It's a good one.
That's still fucking recent too.
Yeah, it's a
I've
direct
never seen it.
diary.
No shit. I haven't seen Diary.
Never seen it.
Kinda.
Yeah, Diary. I remember Diary because like I remember like the mute what was it, Farmer, I believe it was.
Yeah, you run into more army people in that one. More, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And you see, it's yeah.
Survival of the Dead. Huh.
I'm looking because. Oh crap!
Sixth entry in the series. No shit.
George Romero, do you guys know this? George Romero wrote a comic book for Marvel called Empire of the Dead, set in the Dead universe, that actually added vampires into the mix.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting. Like it showed, you know how as the movies progress, you see the zombies becoming smarter.
Okay, Survival of Dead follows the AWOL National Guardsman who briefly appeared in Diary of the Dead.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. That's exactly what it is.
Now, what you just said, Chad, is it that they're smarter, or is it just that like?
No, they are getting smarter. It's even.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was smarter or if they're just like retaining their.
Watch Land of the Dead.
No, I have.
And read the comic because there's a woman. She's like I think she's a cop. She gets killed but comes back as a zombie, and it shows her she's starting to regain some of her memories, and she can kind of talk a little.
Okay, I mean, because clearly we had it in this one with Flyboy. Obviously, he recognized the hallway, and you know what I mean, like that shit.
Yeah, and as it goes on, you see more and more of their evolution.
Right. What was it? Day he learns how to hold the weapon and fire and stuff.
We're seeing in modern day viruses mutate to survive longer. So
right.
And Land
I remember
really a lot more.
Yeah, because I remember in the beginning of Land of the Dead, like they were watching the one guy there who's the main zombie for the whole thing. Like he was working the gas station, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Boy, we're gonna have fun this year.
Yeah, we are.
There's supposed to be another film too, The Road of the Dead, but it's to be announced.
Yeah.
Who the hell's making that?
Ever since
I don't remember. But Romero wrote it. It's from an unfinished script, and I know they just recently finished writing it.
George Jr. George C. Comics.
I'm not sure if that was going to be a book or a movie. They haven't really settled on that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I haven't heard anything about any fucking zombie movie that's not Train to Busan.
Which I still have yet to see.
Peninsula. Chris Jericho said it's not too bad. So,
you're right.
Best hits, hottest girl. Best dick.
No, there's only one girl.
Kemper gets dick.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I'd kiss Flyboy, and
I gotta go. I'm with Bobby because Ken Forey, he looked swell no matter what he was doing.
He did. He definitely had his dress down. He had that drip going.
Yes, he did.
I mean, yeah, we did only get to see one set of titties in this,
and they weren't that impressive.
No, they weren't.
Did we pick her for the Madman review?
I think we did.
Ooh.
I don't remember that.
I don't know if we all picked the same one or not. We'll have to go back and re-listen.
Fair enough.
I want to go back and rewatch.
I know, dude. It's been like almost a year.
It's a little over a year.
Who has a release of that, Chad? Is it Scream Factory?
Of Madman?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. No.
Scorpion.
Are you sure?
Fuck if I know.
I want to say Vinegar Syndrome, to be honest.
Vinegar Strokes.
I don't remember now.
Madman.
Yep. Matt Vinegar Syndrome.
That's what I thought, because it's always on sale.
Stud. Yep. $17.99.
Ooh.
New
$600.
Video interview with Paul, the bad man himself, producer, co-creator Gary Sales, and for the first time ever, Richie. The legend lives. Yes. The legend lives 30 years
in the sequel, yeah.
and Madman Alive 30. Madman Alive at 35 featurette. Sweet. So you get 3 commentary tracks, a documentary, a new featurette, and music. Cool.
Nice.
A lot of these
$20.
Severin releases I got, the Giallo films come with the audio track, like the audio soundtrack with them. Like instead of a bonus features disc,
Right.
They include the bonus features on the first disc, and the second disc slot is taken up by an audio CD.
Oh, that Dawn Fest we were talking about earlier. Did you see it comes with like 3 soundtrack CDs?
Yes, it's insane.
Titties.
That's pretty fucking cool, though. I like that.
Yeah. Fucking name.
Huh.
So, guys, did the score set the mood? Oh my God, the Goblin score on this is just it's hard.
I agree.
I prefer the Italian
say it
score
for
over the American score.
Well, the American score was mostly almost like public domain music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody got time for that.
Right. Well, they had $500,000 to work with. They couldn't afford music.
So what are you going to do?
They had to rent them all.
Hey, tell John Carpenter that.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Best song.
The one in the
Monty Python song.
Yeah, Monty Python.
I'll have to say I'll try to pronounce an Italian name.
Do it.
It's gonna be great.
Is this the song from the
Goblin soundtrack?
I was gonna say, but is this the one that was going off when they were getting the guns in the armory there, or not the armory? But
This is kind of like the I can't play it. I can't describe it, but it's called Lakaka. L-A space C-A-C-C-I-A. Lacacia? Lakakia?
Lakaka.
Lakaka.
Chicago. Chicago.
Oh.
You said Chicago. I had to kneel. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chicago.
He's like, God damn it.
you're out.
Go on. Go on.
Tuna.
Yeah, right.
Also showing. Bumblebee tuna. Anyway, onward.
Chad.
Is this the first episode where we've quoted Ace Ventura?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Hey, Milo, what's up, buddy?
Favorite character is gonna go to Flyboy because if it wasn't for him,
No,
they would have got out.
Peter.
I agree on Peter, but Flyboy was second. Yeah.
I mean, I like Roger, honestly. Like, even though
I
he
was
was
with Roger until his like partial mental breakdown when they're moving the trucks around. Like, he even had that
right.
look in his eyes.
I much prefer Roger from Ace Ventura. Roger Predactor.
Yes.
Rest in peace, buddy. You didn't and that's how you know he was thrown over the belly.
It is double pain.
Soundproof glass, and that lady could not hear a scream come from the inside of this apartment building.
And the murderer closed the door before he left. Yes! Yes!
Wait,
Yes!
We were talking about a movie and wasn't
I can see the whole scene playing out. It's great.
I feel like I was doing a podcast recently and we talked about the landlord from Ace Ventura being in it.
Yeah. Yes, Satan.
Yeah.
He was what the hell movie was in?
Was it Gore N More?
Yeah.
What movie was it?
It was just like a month or two ago, wasn't
I
it?
don't even think it was that long ago, was it?
Was it a Christmas movie then?
Oh, Christmas Evil. He was at the party.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah. So it was
I wasn't here for that
Right.
episode. That's right.
That's right.
Ventura. Yes, Satan. Anyways.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You sounded like someone else.
All right. Good old key jangle. Yeah, so
wasn't scary. In the world we're living in, this shit could happen, bro.
What do you mean it is?
It is.
I would say if we watch the Argento cut, it probably is really scary because it takes away all the
if we're gonna apply modern sensibilities to things, I will reiterate that I am more scared of the group of rednecks with guns than the zombies.
Fair enough.
Even more so than the biker gang.
Yes.
Yeah, because at least the biker gang, you might be able to like assimilate with them.
Exactly.
You can be like, yeah, I'm a fucking biker now. Just get a leather fucking vest. Good to go.
Especially if I have Mick with me, we're good.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously they plan to lose a few people, a few patrons at every stop they go. So get a couple more.
Bobby has a leather jacket. I think we can squeeze it.
I got a few of them.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah, that thing is like if they would just let the bikers in, just let them take whatever they want because they just wanted the useless shit anyway.
If Flyboy never shot the shot, we would have been good, baby.
We would actually been fine.
They would have been left alone and been like, wow, they fucked up the mall. And then that's it.
He wasn't thinking about the serious ramifications in his head whenever he was pulling that trigger. He didn't.
He was just like, this is our stuff. Man. It's like, no. But, oh, well. He
does it hold up today? Some may say no. I think it's terrific.
I think it does.
I say it does.
I know that there's a huge part of the horror community that absolutely prefers the Zack Snyder cut. And you can appreciate that, but there's only one Snyder cut of his that I like. Well, I hope I like.
It's not even out yet.
Well, anything's better than that fucking atrocity we got from Whedon. So,
yo, did you see the other sad news about that? Side note on the whole
DC thing. 4K release this year.
Dude, we lost Cyborg.
Yes, we did.
They're writing him out of Flashpoint, dude.
Good. He's useless. Give me Martian.
Yeah, I was never a Cyborg fan to begin with. Even
Go back.
I like Cyborg, but I figured Cyborg could lead more into the Teen Titans. So that's
I got a 10-year-old that'll tell you all the reasons why Cyborg shouldn't be in there. So,
well, for one, he was never a founding member of the Justice League. He was never a Justice League member
until DC was like, "Here's my nutsack. Here's New 52. Accept it."
That's true.
Yeah, until then, he was never a leaguer. He was always a Titan.
You woke up one day and you're like, "This is DC now. This is how things are. Everything you knew is fucking gone."
Oh, thank you for mentioning Flashpoint. By the way, I am so pissed off. I love the guys in comics and kaijus, but they never once mentioned that Flashpoint led into the new DC 52.
Yep.
I didn't listen to the new episode yet, so I haven't.
And then when you go watch Apocalypse War, you'll see.
Right. Yes, I did. Actually, I had a little DC outing this whole weekend myself.
Speaking of that, how about that comics and kaiju schedule?
Oh, that is lit. I haven't.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I sat down
about the schedule.
I was lucky enough to produce the boys' show. What was that? Sunday. And yeah, we have Mothra porn there. And I asked Matt after the show, I was like, can we take 30 minutes to set aside and plan out the next 6 months of shows? And he's like, sure. And then I was like, so you guys said that you want to do Godzilla and King Kong and not miss anything, right? So we went through and we just kind of planned it all out, and we have
what is the Mighty Kong that they have written down? Is that the animated movie?
Yes.
They're gonna cover that.
It's part of the fucking Kong universe.
Wait, what's it called?
The Mighty
Kong.
Yeah,
and it's available to watch for free on IMDb TV.
What? I gotta look this up because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
What comic did we do with that one?
I don't remember. I just wrote down the movies. I'm not as. I think it's.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah, and then Matt really got into horror after doing the Evil Dead, the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comics, and then watched the Evil Dead movies. So now he's like, you could probably try Clive Barker stuff. And I was like, yeah.
The Hellraiser series from Boom was fantastic.
And it's like, it's not like a story. It's like an anthology. It follows like some of these nasty fucking stories.
No. The original Hellraiser comic was a fully laid out, fleshed out story. And then they did the anthology after that.
Oh, okay. That's the ones I own, the anthology ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, crap. What did they call that? The bestiary of something for the anthology.
Okay. So, gentlemen, yes, I was going to say acting, good or bad?
The acting was wonderful.
Very good.
This
Very
Are you
good.
kidding me?
Yeah, worked out well.
Even for some of the untrained actors, that it was
like the people at the beginning.
It's almost like it took a really good director to make this movie happen.
I wonder who it was.
Yeah, crazy.
That's got to be Argento's doing.
Oh, poor guy.
Cinematography. Okay, this film is fantastic. It has some awesome establishing shots. This movie really captures its setting in such a cool fucking way. It allows you to be transported back to a time, a much more simpler time, a better time. And it's rad. It's so rad. And I mentioned the monologue shot earlier. That's really, really cool. I think some of the more claustrophobic shots are done really, really well. I mean, what's not to love about this film?
It definitely makes you miss the malls, man. I'll tell you that.
Yes,
it does. And it's definitely
a shopping mall.
You can see this is one of the films you see the natural progression of Romero's films and how he gets just like slightly gets more and more refined with his storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He gets better and better every single time. Always did.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say on that one.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, premise. Did you gentlemen enjoy?
Absolutely.
Of course. I would have loved to have seen that original one come to fruition, but I did love it.
Yeah. As much as I'd want to, I'm glad they didn't put that.
What, the original ending, you said?
Yeah. I understand that too.
I don't know how I feel. I'm like 50-50 on it. Like, I want to see it, but it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, fuck it. I like the ending that we have. I feel like it was way too sad if we would have seen Ken Foree's character kill himself.
You know what? This way we get a little bit of hope.
Mm-hmm. This was the ending of a Left 4 Dead story right there, just flying off.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Hold on. Keep it going, Chad.
All right.
So does it hold today? Acting good. Cinematography.
The premise.
Yeah. This is where we do recycle, rewind, or remake, which
it was already remade. But for this movie, rewind all day.
Oh, rewind, and watch again and again.
I want to watch the shorter cut.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I also want to. No, I'm sorry, not the shorter cut. I said this earlier. I want to watch the Argento cut. I want to watch the more like serious one.
Little buddy.
I want to see that too. I haven't seen it.
But so I mean, technically that would be a rewind. I just would want to see that version of it.
So rewind for any version.
Yes. All right.
Rewind every day of my life until I die.
Well, there you go.
All right.
5
rating. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's the perfect horror movie.
Bobby.
Yeah, you can go 5.
John, break it up.
You're gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say 4.8.
That's almost a 5. That's still really good.
Just because I personally like Night better.
4.9.
That's fine. I actually think that works. 4.9 works.
Yeah.
Again, there's no reason why Day can't get a 5 either. So, or a 4.9
or anywhere in that go around.
I feel like a lot of these Romero films, even with the drop off once we start to go to direct to video, that we're still gonna give it high scores because it continues the entertainment value. He kind of replaces the production value with comedy, and it kind of does really, really well.
Land of the Dead was the last one in theaters, right? And then everything else was direct to video after that.
And then that's when we get Amish men throwing dynamite.
Yes.
Oh, hey, John, did you see what movie the Comics and Kaijus guys are doing at the end of this month?
I did not. What are they doing?
They are stepping on our toes. They're doing Tremors.
Oh, fuckers. Wait a minute.
Hey,
wait
it's
a minute.
underground kaiju. Don't argue with them. You can't argue.
I'm just trying to figure out when we're not the May.
It's going to be a completely different take from what we look at it. So it's going to be interesting to see different viewpoints.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to look at it as kaijus. We're going to look at it as horror.
I will be looking forward to hearing that.
That and their show is purposely formatted different than ours. It's almost like somebody's behind the scenes running all these things and making sure that this doesn't happen.
Right? Almost.
I wonder who.
So we got a rating, and we were talking about we mentioned May, but what are we doing next week, gentlemen?
Next week is my first pick of the year, a pick that everybody's been telling me I should do because I haven't seen it yet. We are doing The Shining.
Oh,
yeah. To which you can pretty much find on every platform.
I have it nicely.
Perfect. It is not on Shudder, though. I did check that before we started.
It's a film that Sarah will watch with me because
Nice.
Yeah, she's so general interesting.
Now this is going to be interesting to really hear Chad's take, seeing he's never seen it, but he had so much pressure to see it, and I feel like sometimes that could be.
I hope next week starts and he's like, TJ, I feel the same way about this film that I feel about Halloween 2018, and then I'm just like, I love this life.
It could be because I've seen the miniseries that's more closely.
Oh, that ass! That is so ass. The miniseries,
the 6-hour miniseries. Yeah, I saw like half of that.
Haven't seen that yet.
I think that if I want Chad to hate the movie, because I think that if Chad hates the movie, next episode will be more fun.
Oh, jeez. Actually, yeah, I'd like to see that.
I would love my life more if Chad hates The Shining.
It's a very good possibility because everybody's been hyping this movie up for years.
I was gonna say some people I know some people that don't.
He's
like
gonna be like, man, this thing's a fucking slow burn.
It is definitely a slow
burn. It is.
And I know some people won't even watch it because of how Kubrick treated Duvall throughout the whole thing and shit like that.
He had a complete mental breakdown.
Literally, he's like, and then when she got to that point, he's like,
Chad,
perfect.
You know what makes the movie instantly better? When you're watching it, just remember the snow you see outside is the same snow from Empire Strikes Back.
Is it really?
Yes. Same sound.
That's gonna give a whole different meaning to it.
That's gonna help him with his take on the film.
The snow maze is some of the Hoth snow left over.
That's rad.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear Chad's take.
That's gonna be a fun episode. Well, not for this season, but
I'm excited. I hope somebody dresses up. I don't want us to be a doll boy.
Say I don't have a bear suit. So
I have an axe. Can I at least bring an axe to the party? I'll bring an axe to the party.
I should have Sarah dress up in a bear suit and crawl out from underneath the desk about halfway through the episode.
Right. It'd be awesome.
Again, no explanation needed. It's all sexual innuendo. But
yeah,
was that bear just blowing that dude? No explanation needed.
What's going on there? Wait, what's with this naked old lady? No,
the Shining.
Huh?
So until next week, guys, when we bring you bears blowing dudes and naked old ladies, it's your host with the most, TJ Bowser, saying bye.
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, Chad Crispin, saying stay tuned for next week's The Shinning.
The Shinning. Oh,
you want to get stewed?
The Simpsons.
I haven't thought about that in a while. This is your fluffy co-host, Big Johnny D, saying see you later, Gorehounds.
This is your kill machine, Bobby Amon, saying we'll kill you next week.